Lorna Shore are back with their first song off of their new album, which is called I Feel the Ever Black Festering Me, which is such a hard album name. It's one of those that I will not be typing out in full. It will just be abbreviated, but god damn, that is a hard album name. The song that they are leading with is 8 minutes and 25 seconds, and we're going to check it out right now. It's called Oblivion. Album comes out on the 12th of September 2025. Let's do it. Yeah, this is going to go astronomically hard. This is going to go astronomically hard. You don't leave with a video and it not go hard like this. That made no sense. Jesus. Bad LA. I thought that was Ronnie Radke for a minute, not gonna lie. Okay. I have to prepare myself for the blast beats, the double kicks, and the tremolo picking. That guitar is so hard. It's very interstellar vibes. I think I said that in the description of the video. I didn't fully read it, but... Great vocals. So intense. Give me a big fucking groove, please. The drumming's mental. I'm feeling it. I can feel the groove. Brace! Brace! Jesus! Oh my god! Will's vocals. Man, oh man, this is so fucking obnoxious. I'm still expecting some kind of a groove here. I have no idea what's going on. Help. Jesus Christ! Ah! Oh, stop fucking stabbing him! That's... Oh, watching people get stabbed is the worst. I can't do it. Jesus. Yeah, that was violent. Oh, good lord, they're so fucking tight. That's a pretty classy solo. That guitar is fucking nuts. Also, is the woman in this video, is that the charismatic voice? I'm just thinking now that it would make sense that would be her. But I didn't quite catch a look at her to properly see if it was her. Because I know Will and her are close. I'm gonna go back and confirm that. It didn't instantly strike me as her, but now that I think of it, she has like the same hair color. Let me confirm that. That would be an interesting little feature in there. I may have slightly offended the charismatic voice there. This woman appears to be slightly older. In saying that, it was thrown into the middle of an 8-minute long deathcore track. So, you know, and it was frame by frame. Come on, give me a break here. Okay, Elizabeth, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. All right, you're probably not watching this, but on the off chance that you are, I apologize. Beautiful one. Elizabeth and the lady here. But I think this lady's a little bit older. And I may have offended Elizabeth here. Anyways, I'm going off topic a little bit. Let's talk about the song. Okay, so off the dome, listen to the track. I think the last time I did a Lorna short video, it would have been maybe the Pain Remains trilogy. And I would say that was pretty early in my deathcore listening career. It's not a career, but you know what I mean. In terms of my exposure to deathcore, that was pretty early on. And I didn't really get the hype. I guess I understand it. I can see why, weirdly enough, some people find this music to be quite therapeutic, because it almost, to me, becomes white noise at a point because of how intense and consistent the drums are. Like when you hear those kicks just like punishing your ears, it's just relentless. It kind of gets to the point where at the start it's a little bit jarring, and then over time it kind of just like you find a way to just flow into it. It's like because the kicks are so consistent, it almost becomes like they're not there anymore, because it's just a consistent noise you can kind of lock in on. And then you can start to focus in on like maybe the tremolo picking or some of the guitar riffs. Then it becomes a bit of a different experience, and you can maybe lock in on the snare or something. But it's still very, very, I wouldn't say I'm as raw as it was when I listened to Pain Remains. I've definitely been exposed to a lot more deathcore, and I know there's this whole thing, like anytime I post a deathcore short on my social medias or anything like that, or anything to do with like deathcore, or like a moment where it's a big like ridiculous vocal moment, everyone always comments on it and says that Will Ramos ruined deathcore. Now, I think that's a bit of an L take. I don't agree with that take at all. Just because he happened to be someone that like made something quite popular. And what I'm referring to is, I guess, we'll call it like loosely the vocal acrobatics. I don't think there was really a moment in this where there was like a vocal acrobatics, but obviously with the, what was the name of the song? The one that went really viral. The one where he did all the ridiculous noises with all the flames and stuff. I'm forgetting the name. But obviously that went like super viral. And then of course there was like a trend of deathcore bands and even like some metalcore bands that were, you know, beginning to start, and you were just hearing it a lot more. And I've definitely seen the trickle down of that just in my own experience. I'm like, I don't really go seeking out deathcore music a lot of the time, but like when I'm on Twitch and live streaming and stuff, people will send me deathcore tracks, and some of them's really good. Some of them are really, really good. And the deathcore that I tend to lean towards is the more groove orientated stuff that has a little bit more space from a drumming standpoint. Whereas Lorna Shore are on the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to that kind of stuff. They feel very progressive in the sense that their songs don't really repeat a lot. It's like constantly we're starting here and we're finishing here, and there's going to be no repeated patterns. There might be some repeated patterns in the riffs and the drums, but a lot of the time the overall feel of the song is very like this one big journey that we're going on, and it's never going to repeat. So I commend their musicianship and their ability to kind of like write stories through music. If you read the description of the video, it's basically kind of like, you know, a crew traveling to a new planet, and they want to create this like this feeling of, I guess, pure dread when they arrive there and they realize that like they're not going to be able to like sustain a life there. It's essentially the same thing what happens in Interstellar, if you've seen that movie. So spoiler alert. But musically, although it is fantastic in the sense of it, like a technical sense, I've just still not really heard anything from Lorna Shore in their modern age, apart from like the odd groove down. Like there was a moment in that was quite groovy, but I also feel like with this band is they, I guess, popularized a style or a thing for the last couple of years when they did the, what's it called again? I'm forgetting the name. I should probably know this. Give me a second. I will likely forget to edit this part out, so I'm just going to continue to talk as if, you know, nothing's happening. It should be edited out, but I'll likely forget. So you're now watching me do this, and if you are seeing it, then I've forgotten to the Hellfire. That was the one. I think there was a couple other moments in the Pain Remains. I know the Pain Remains one was a little bit more Pain Remains trilogy was a little bit more emotional, and I guess a little bit more, I guess, storytelling focused, whereas To the Hellfire I'm sure had a storyline as well, but it was also just absolutely fucking ridiculous and had that moment towards the end that like obviously made them very, very popular. I know they were a popular band before, like I think they had Tom Barber with them before. But for me, it's just, again, it doesn't really click much. Again, you see me in the reaction, I was like kind of waiting for the groove section. Visually, great video, very violent towards the end. That's getting age restricted for an absolute certainty. So, I mean, if you're a Lorna Shore fan, make sure you go and support the fuck out of that video, because it's going to get absolutely pushed down the algorithm because of that scene. And yeah, I haven't really got much else to say. Like, I'll obviously keep an eye on the album. I feel like this is going to be one of those bands that maybe I have to consume in like full album format to really delve into them. Taking them single by single is a little bit, ironically, it's a little bit too much, even though I'm talking about doing a full album. I just feel like I need to kind of find that rhythm, like I was talking about, where it becomes a little bit more therapeutic and hypnotizing, where you can like just kind of sit into some of these ridiculous soundscapes, these big walls of sound, whether it be just the kick drums absolutely punishing you, or whatever it be, like following certain guitar riffs. And then obviously Will's vocals are fantastic, and by all accounts Will is a fantastic vocalist. Like, I'm not trying to take that away from him, and I would never even try to do that, but if instrumentally I can't really allow myself to fully appreciate Will's vocals, because I just don't necessarily love the style that Lorna Shore go for instrumentally. But it might grow on me, and it's one of those things that I definitely feel a little bit more open-minded to it and a little bit more open to it than I have been in the past with Lorna Shore. However, I don't think that this is necessarily that unique in the deathcore space. Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah, like, they have a standout vocalist, and the drummer is an absolute freak, as is the guitarist. To be honest, the whole band is seemingly just unbelievable. But musically, it doesn't feel too far astray from anything I've heard in the deathcore space over the past couple of years. So it doesn't feel like, oh, this is really, really fresh. It just feels like a really well put together thing that we've already seen a lot before, with the exception of a few moments. But other than that, it ain't bad. I look forward to the album. If I was to rate this, I would say, for me personally, I know a lot of people are going to have this like masterpiece territory because it's 8 minutes long and it's like very progressive, but I would personally say that this is probably, like, for my own tastes, maybe it's between a 7.5 and an 8 somewhere. It ain't bad. Again, there was some great moments of groove, but I just wish they maybe kind of like leaned into it more. The breakdown was quite predictable, as is the case with a lot of deathcore. I don't think Lorna Shaw were even able to escape that. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, make sure you're subbed. And that's all from me. See you in the next one. Cheers.